5 fastest supercars from the 90s? Okay, let's do it. But let's set some ground rules. First, these cars had to be made in the 90s, so no cars from the 70s or 80s. So sorry, Countach and Ferrari at 40. Second, they have to be production cars. What's a production car? Let's say 10 units. We aren't breaking world records here. And I think that's enough for the ground rules. Let's start with number 5, the Ferrari F50 with a top speed of 204 miles per hour. Now, we all know the F50. It was number 3 in Ferrari's legendary supercar lineup, and it came after the iconic F40. And I will say this about the F50. I think it's an undervalued, underappreciated car, and a lot of people don't understand what this car meant for the 90s. Next, at number 4, we have the Lamborghini Diablo GT with a top speed of 210 miles per hour. The Diablo GT came out in 1999 and was around the time that Audi was developing its replacement, the Murcielago. The track variant of the Diablo, the GT, was only available in Europe, though some customers did import it here to the United States of America. Now, I know a lot of the younger people of my generation prefer the Murcielago over this, but this was the poster car for a lot of the kids in the 90s, and this is the ultimate Lamborghini for people of my age category, people that are almost in their 40s. This was the car we grew up loving if you were into Lamborghinis. At number 3, we have the Jaguar XJ220. Now, this car is extremely controversial for a lot of different reasons. One, they didn't get the engine that was promised in the prototype, which was a V12. This came with a twin turbocharged V6. And then there's that top speed. It had a claimed top speed around 217 miles per hour, but its actual top speed was 212 miles per hour. Not bad, but still not 217 miles per hour. And even still with the engine downgrade and the not promised top speed, this was the fastest car in the world for about a year. Even still, a lot of customers canceled their pre-orders for the XJ220 after discovering that it wouldn't have a V12, effectively killing this car in its tracks. But it's not all bad news for the XJ220 because it has a dedicated cult-like fan base that praises this car everywhere they go. At number 2, we have the Bugatti EB110 Supersport. With a top speed of 220 miles per hour. The EB110 was built to celebrate Arturo Bugatti's 110th birthday. Now, you're probably expecting this car to be powered by a very special W16, but this was pre-Volkswagen Bugatti. The EB110 was actually powered by a 5-liter quad turbocharged V12. Sadly, by the time the EB110 went into market, the European and North American economies were in a recession. This caused the manufacturer Bugatti Automobile SPA to cease operations. I'm just glad we didn't see the end of Bugatti with the EB110. And lastly, the number 1 fastest car of the 1990s was the Ferrari F1 with a top speed of 221 miles per hour. And yeah, I know the world record for this car is 241 miles per hour, but that was a modified version of this car. Your average everyday F1 isn't going to do 240. And yes, I know it's the greatest hypercar, supercar, sports car ever created, but yours isn't going to do 240, maybe. I don't know. And now we make it into the bonus round. We have another car on our list. Yes. And this one is a bonus because it doesn't fit one of our criteria. And it's the Dower 296 Le Mans with a top speed of 251 miles per hour, making it the fastest production car in the world at the time. And this car meets one of our criteria, which is it has over 10 models built with 13, but this is just a street version of a race car that was made in the 80s. So basically they took the 80s race cars, modified them for homologation, sold them, and then you have this car, which is technically an 80s car, which is why it isn't officially on the list. But for those that are aware of this hypercar, it's technically a car from the 80s, which is why I didn't put it here. So there you have it, the 5 fastest cars from the 90s plus a bonus car. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I really did enjoy making it, and I'm probably going to make other lists like this, showing you some of the fastest cars of a generation. And with that said, I'd like to bring the video to a close. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.